All right, good morning, everyone. Testing FSD 12.5.4.2 in San Francisco.
He directed his entire administration to work with Trump's team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition. Tamara Keith, NPR News, the White House.
Okay, so right off the bat, we tried to pull into traffic while there was a car coming. So this is a test for San Francisco. I had an earlier video in San Francisco where the navigation and whatnot got confused. FSD got confused with the navigation, and we took a big old roundabout unnecessarily. So we'll see how it performs this time around. Hopefully things are fixed. So this new version is much more smoother than the previous version, even though it's a small dot release. Taking a couple of different routes than last time, just to see how it performs throughout the city. We'll try to go down Lombard Street, which is supposedly the world's most crookedest street. It's really it's more of a tour attraction than a real thoroughfare. But let's see how FSD handles that. A lot of traffic today on this road. Good thing is it's a nice sunny day for November 7th, 2024. So we've got our left indicator on, we've got a protected left. All of these folks are turning left, or most folks are turning left here. This guy's right in our lane, this Odyssey. Scoot over. So this is, I wish FSD would honk like Waymo can. Situations like that, good for the car to alert others around us. So a pretty hard stop here for the yellow, which I agree with that because this is a relatively large intersection. So going through that yellow would likely mean we'd be going through a red at least halfway through or not earlier through the intersection. So that was a good move. So let's see, so I'm going to put on us on average and take away minimal lane change. I don't have auto set speed on just because I want to be able to control the speed at which we're traveling at. Okay, nice smooth start off. Very nice, in fact. So we're in San Francisco again, where there are tons and tons of Waymos around. There's just right there on the opposing traffic side, there's just 3 Waymo that just passed. So relatively sharp slowdown because of this scooter, I believe. Not necessary. Maybe FSD thought the scooter was about to change into our lane, but we dropped from 28 to 20. So San Francisco is also going through a election for the mayor of the city. So the incumbent is Mayor London Breed, and we've got a couple of candidates running against her. She's currently in second place. So if the voting holds, she will be replaced with a new candidate. Okay. Silverado got honked at. People are very impatient here in San Francisco. So we should be making a right turn on Lombard Street in about a mile and a half. So the street we're on is reconfigured so that the bus lane is on the left furthest lane, as we can see with the red lane on the left. And that's true for both directions. So far so good. The ride is very smooth. Another Waymo right there. Waymos actually perform very well. So obviously they've got sensors, lidars, radars, cameras, everything around the four corners of the car and on top. So they're well equipped in terms of what they sense and see. Whereas for Tesla, we're using the camera model, so we've got no radar or lidar assisting the full self-driving. And I would say, if Tesla is able to pull off level 5 or level 4 autonomy with just the cameras, that would be awesome. Much more cost efficient than the Waymo setup. But we need to be on par with the Waymo's performance. And honestly, in the drives that I have where we don't encounter any issues, or parts of the drive where we're not encountering any issues, I would say it's on par with how Waymo performs. There are certain edge cases or certain scenarios where FSD cannot handle that, but hopefully that can be fixed. I'm hoping it can be fixed. And there is much support around testing FSD, and everyone wants to see it succeed, including myself. So the car changed into our lane in the intersection. FSD handled that well. So it didn't, just right there, it didn't yield to that car that needed to come in due to the lane being blocked, which is fine. So we just made a lane change. Okay. So a couple of things to unpack there. So we went through the intersection and sort of went into the wrong lane without signaling, and then immediately signaled back to go into the lane that we came from. If I remember correctly, I was talking, so I don't remember if there was. I don't think there was anything blocking. And looking back, there was nothing obstructing the road for us. So another instance of, well, the first instance of unnecessary and erratic lane change, I would say. On top of the selecting the wrong lane after the intersection. So that's been, I've seen that multiple times on various versions. So either got confused where the lanes are meeting up after the intersection, or it just decided to make a lane change. Now it's signaling to go out again, which is unnecessary because we need to make a right we need to make a right turn in 0.7 miles. So let me do this minimal lane change and put it on average, because I don't want it to ping pong back and forth. And other road users are thinking, what is this guy doing, right? So I think that's a very, very important aspect of self-driving cars. You need to perform how others are expecting you to perform, because driving is so ingrained in everyone, and doing something way out of the ordinary can sometimes cause issues. Okay, so 3 more lights and we need to make a right turn, as I mentioned earlier. So let's see how we do for the remainder of the straightaway. So we staging into the right lane, which is what I would do as well. So we did go into the left lane because there was a parked delivery van there, so that's fine. All right. So most Tesla users are still waiting for FSD 12.5.6.x, as that contains the end-to-end highway and some new features, and hopefully much improved performance of FSD. So we need to make a right turn right here. Okay, so we're green right now, pedestrian crossing. So we should be good to go after he crosses. Oops, another pedestrian. Okay, so I didn't do anything to see what would happen. That's good. Yeah, so no fault of FSD there, because this particular pedestrian was looking at his phone and was not crossing, so he was stationary at that corner. But as we made the turn, he started to come out and walk, so handled that well. Okay, so we're going up the steep road. I don't bottom out. Okay, go. Okay, so, oh, I see. So there was a pedestrian that came out, and FSD stopped, and I hit the accelerator. So I think FSD handled that perfectly there. Okay, so putting my next waypoint. And let's see what it's going to do. Okay, so I stopped it because it was going to take a road that would not go through the most crookedest road. Okay, so it's actually routing around that road. So I wanted to go down the road, but I can't. Let me see if, okay, let me see if I can, I don't want to end. Okay, I'll just go down it and then initiate FSD. Okay, so it's got to take the road now. Okay, so it made a full stop. There's no one behind me yet, so I'll let it think. Okay. I'm going to hover my foot over the brakes because don't want it to slam into the walls. Signaling, which is not necessary because obviously this is not a turn, it's just a crooked road. I think we're pretty close to the right side, so. Oh, there's people coming, but they're going so slow. I don't think they'll mind. Okay. Make sure we don't. Alright. Alright, so car behind me is pretty far behind. It stopped here. I'm going to nudge it a little bit. Nudge, nudge, nudging, nudging. Okay. So it's on its own now. So, okay. Ooh. Awfully close. So the street, while it's crooked, it's not too narrow where alright, so there's actually okay, so it stopped again. There's a car behind me, so I'm nudging again. So there's a car right here that's parked in its driveway. That's sticking out a little bit. That's fine. Okay. So obviously, as you can see, there are nice houses along this road. I'm just so worried about scraping the side walls of this road. Okay. So the car behind me is okay, so they've stopped for pictures, so I'm stopped to let's see what FSD will do. Okay, so it's not moving, so I'm going to nudge the acceleration again. So now it's going. It's funny that it's signaling left and right down these curves. All right. So, okay, awfully close to the sides. All right, so after this, we need to go straight, even though we're sort of at a 45-degree angle now. But let's see. So, four-way stop, no cars, no issues. So let's go, okay. So this is going to be a sharp drop-off. We're in the middle of the yellow, you can see. So it's slowly correcting itself, which is fine. All right, so this car is okay. It's fine. He's going for the parking space. That's why he was on our lane. All right, four-way stop. We're good. Okay, let me continue our route. So far, I haven't disengaged. I don't think. I don't remember. Yeah, I haven't disengaged. I did have to nudge the acceleration a bit. So we have a green and we're able to turn here. We need to make a right turn. Okay, a little bit slow, but it finally did it. We see in front of us the Trans-America Pyramid, one of the iconic buildings in San Francisco. A little bit close to the left side, not sure why. Taking a right lane for staging for a right turn up ahead. Okay. I like the speed control because we had red lights, so there was no point in blasting off, going anywhere fast, and then stopping. So that was good speed control there. Wish it would do that all the time. So we're going to make a right turn here, and the pedestrian is crossing. So, okay. It's fine, I suppose. Four-way stop, pedestrians. Okay. Let's go. Okay, four-way stop. Four-way stop. All right. So we have a truck parked here, car waiting to pass, and we have, okay, I'm gonna nudge the pedal because I don't want these people to wait. So we had a guy on the right side with a forklift and some stuff, a pallet is what I was trying to say, and FSD was approaching a full stop, so I just nudged the pedal because didn't want it to be awkward and have people wait for us to see what FSD will do. So we need to make a left turn here, which looks like a very busy street. So we've got a bunch of cars in the intersection right now. Hopefully we don't pull in and block the intersection. Let's see what FSD will do. So lights turning green for us. Cars are moving. We have oncoming traffic that are going straight. We have pedestrians crossing. Okay, we're doing the left turn. Okay, behind these folks. That's good. Yeah, I would say that was a very well executed left turn with the conditions that we had. And looks like the lane that we're in is blocked up ahead. So we need to eventually move into the left lane. And we had a chance, but now there's cars that are just coming by, taking up that lane. So I guess FSD can't see the car right here that's double parked, or the truck. Otherwise, probably would have staged earlier. So indicators on. Let's see if anyone lets us in. Okay, looks like this car will let us in, so let's, okay, perfect. Okay, and looks like we have emergency vehicles approaching behind us. Yellow light. Okay. Emergency vehicle has turned, so no longer behind us. So the visualization, I think it's improved, yeah. But I don't pay too much attention to it, so I don't know how big of an improvement it is. But it looks like it is smoother. All right, so we've got a green and we're taking off. Very nice. Nice and smooth, the acceleration off the line, and us being the lead car, so that was perfect. So we've got some keep clear up ahead, and then we have this light here, so hopefully we don't get confused and stay, yeah, okay. So a lot of people, what they do is they will stop on that line after the keep clear for this light, but technically there's a crosswalk here, so stopping here is actually the right thing to do. Okay, so now we've got a green. Alright, so this car is kind of close to us. Wasn't very comfortable, to be honest. Another Waymo. So up ahead we see the San Francisco Bay Area Bay Bridge, it's called. So the Golden Gate Bridge looks exactly like that, except it's painted a dark red color. which is on the other side of the city. Okay. Very impressive performance in San Francisco, I would say. So going back to my last drive, my last recorded drive in San Francisco with FSD, I had this one destination where it was a left turn under the bridge, or under the, not bridge, but the overpass. And FSD made the wrong turn and stayed in the left turn only lane and turned left under the overpass instead of after the overpass. So it took us for a ride after that, on the freeway, off the freeway, back around, looped around, back to the destination. So I do have that destination at the end. Let's see how it performs this time around. Okay, so let me remove the waypoint. And let's go to that destination now. So we have the bridge in the back, and then a back of the ferry building to the left right there. And to the left of that, or beyond the building, is actually the bay, the San Francisco Bay Area. So to the right of us is the financial district of San Francisco. Most of the financial companies, a lot of the tech companies are here, based here. So we have Salesforce, obviously, is one of the major employers in San Francisco, and also one of the newest iconic building in San Francisco, the Salesforce Tower. It's currently the tallest building in San Francisco, I believe. And the second tallest is the Bank of America building. Don't know if it's still called the Bank of America building, but it's a building that used to be called the Bank of America building, if it's no longer called that, at 555 California Street. So green lights. FSD hesitated a bit because they saw some pedestrians approach the corner or the sidewalk. So we've got our right indicator on to hopefully move into the right lane so we can make a right turn up ahead. So we're good to make the right turn now. Okay. So we're looking directly at the Bay Bridge up ahead. So we need to make a right turn at the second light. Okay. Signaling. It's perfect. Went into this lane right at the dotted area between the bicycle lanes and the turning lane. So that was perfect. Okay, so it's moving. Oops. It started to move up and then it's hit the brakes. So there is no right right turn on red. So we could technically make a right turn on red. So we're good to go now. So I hovered my foot over the brake because there was a pedestrian that was crossing. It looked like she was going to cross even on her red, but she stopped, so that was good. So we're signaling to go into the left lane. There's a car passing us. Okay, good. So we can't see in this view, but the Salesforce Tower is actually 2 blocks ahead to the left. So it's the glass building. Well, no, so that's the Millennium Tower, which is sinking. So the Salesforce Tower is the second sort of bullet looking like building after the Millennium Tower to the left. And they've been instructed to go back into the office, I believe, at least 4 times a week. Okay, so this street is a little bit weird because the right lane is bus only lane, bus and taxi lane. So hopefully the last time around we went into that lane several times. So hopefully with the map update that we just got yesterday, hopefully it understands that's a bus lane and doesn't go into it. So it's about 10:30 a.m. on a Thursday. A little bit less pedestrians than I expected. All right. Okay. So speed limit here is 25. And it just detected that sign. So let me bump it up to about 28, 27. Okay. So another good acceleration. So just right here, I don't know if we can see on the camera, but that's Salesforce Tower right there. It's the tallest building in San Francisco right now. And then there's a couple of buildings around it. So to the right and across from it is, it's also Salesforce. But those are existing buildings, and this is a new building that just went up a couple of years ago. So we have a green, but obviously there's a couple of cars blocking the intersection. So we're good now. So this part of the video likely will be a little bit noisy because the road here is not too good. So a lot of bumps and creaks will probably catch on the video, unfortunately. So speed limit is 20 right there, it says. I'll bump it to 25. So up ahead, a couple of blocks, we have the convention center. A lot of the major conventions are held here, including the tech conventions. And that convention center is called the Moscone Center. Okay, so we've got green, but this person needs to make a right on the from the second lane. Okay, so another great takeoff. Very well moderate. Yeah, very good speed. So it hasn't tried to go into the right bus lane so far. I don't know if that because it knows it's the bus lane. So it looks like we've got some road work ahead. Let's see how FSD handles this. I wish the cones would still show up on the visualization, but I think they've taken it out to reduce the load on the CPU. So now we're in the bus lane because we're forced there, as the normal lane is closed or blocked off. So to the left, we're passing the convention center. A bicyclist that's coming out, okay. All right, so the normal lane is open back up, so we should technically go back into that lane because we're in the bus lane right now. But it's a solid white line, so maybe FSD is confused with that. I'll let it go for as long as I can. Yeah, so I will manually make the lane change because I don't want to remain in the bus lane. Okay. So FSD didn't make the lane change, so I manually intervened for that. So that was a tricky situation. We were forced into the bus lane because of the road construction, but it remained in the bus lane when the construction ended, and we have a similar situation coming up again here. So properly signaled and moved into this lane. Let's see what it does after the construction ends. So I don't know if I counted that intervention, if I will count that intervention, because it was sort of forced into the lane, and then after that we had a solid white lane. I don't know if FSD did not change back into the lane because of the solid white lane. Don't know the rules about the solid white lanes. I don't believe it means we shouldn't pass or change lanes when there's a solid white, I believe. But obviously in California, everyone does it. Alright, so we're stuck here. So excited to see what the Model 2 quote unquote car is going to be. Whether it's going to, a lot of people think it's going to be a stripped down Model 3, which I hope that isn't the case. I wish it was based on the Cybercab platform with wheels and pedals. If it looked like that with wheels and pedals, I think that would be one of the best sellers of any car any propulsion type car, I would say. If it looked like the Cybercab with wheels and pedals that you can operate manually. Hope that is the Model 2 that we'll see. Okay, so, okay, good. So it's moving over to the lane because that lane is being blocked. But now it's signaling to go back into the bus lane, which is not correct. And it's signaling to go back into the proper lane. So we saw this earlier with it going into the lane and going back. I don't know if this instance was because it said, oh wait, that's a bus lane, let's get back out, or if it's just that weird behavior that it likes to make excessive unnecessary lane changes. So I'll never know. I don't think we'll ever know, but good thing is we're not in the bus lane. So this is where we need to go, and that's the overpass right here. So last time it made the left turn prematurely under the overpass instead of after the overpass, and we were forced to go on the freeway. We'll see how it does this time. So we've left the financial district and downtown, probably 5 blocks back. Okay, so it's moved us into this clearly bus-only lane, and there isn't enough room for me, so I need to do this. Okay, so I would say FSD still does not recognize the bus lane, and the map update that we had yesterday obviously didn't help with that. And the other issue I have here is that lane change was unnecessary, regardless of whether it was a bus lane or not. So seems like we're still ping-ponging back and forth into lanes. Okay. So speed limit here on this street is still 20 miles an hour. But most people are going 30, 35 here. And if I had auto set speed on, it'd likely go 35, 40. So to clarify the bus lane, you are allowed to go into the bus lane if you are going to make a right turn. But there's a point where it sort of dots and you know, it allows you to, so right here it allows you to go into the right lane to make a right turn, but you cannot ride the entire lane. So you can see it signaled and it wanted to make a lane change there unnecessarily again. So this is correct right here. We need to get into this lane because up ahead we need to be on the outer lane so that we don't get forced into making that right or that left turn. So this is what I'm talking about right here. So up here, we need to be on the third lane from the left, because the 2 lanes from the left is a left turn only under the underpass. So we need to go beyond the underpass and go make a left there, but we'll see how it performs. Again, last time navigation had the correct routing, but FSD made the left turn right here. And last time I let it play out. I didn't intervene, and that's why we were taking all around this. Wow, look at this. Nice. So this charger, obviously he feels he's more important than anyone else. Went into the bus lane and just passed everyone and just staged right in front of me. Yeah. So I would say typical charger driver, typical behavior. Don't want to be prejudiced, but that is the case. So have a bad feeling about this. So again, we're in the left furthest lane. And 2 of these lanes are left turn only up ahead at the light. And we need to go beyond that light, straight. I suspect what we'll see is that, hopefully I'm wrong, that we'll be forced to make a left turn, because as you can see, there are cars piling up on that lane. So it'd be very difficult, even if FSD wanted to change over 2 lanes to the right. So FSD proved me wrong. Okay, so it's actually trying to go back into the jerkiness of the steering wheel. So there again, why did it make a left lane change into the furthest left lane when we need to be on the third lane from the left? Okay, so it's indicating to make another lane change, which is the right thing to do. Okay, good. FSD proved me wrong, but unnecessary lane change there again. So we need to go straight under this overpass. And as I was saying last time, the navigation said the same thing, but we were in the left turn only lane. So it looks like it corrected itself. Great. Okay. I'll end there because the waypoint is right here. And I'll just park right here temporarily to wrap up. Okay, so I don't believe we had any disengagements. We had FSD go into the bus lane when issue, and we had multiple instances of ping-ponging lane selection back and forth unnecessarily. But I believe aside from that, I don't remember any disengagements that we had. Let me think. Yeah, no. So FSD 12.5.4.2, boy, I'm getting all these numbers. Yeah, performed very well in San Francisco this time around. No disengagements, no major issues, except for the annoyance of ping ponging back and forth into the lanes. So thanks for watching. I'm glad that this time around FSD was good and we didn't have any issues.